Businesses and consultants are turning to international joint ventures and strategic alliances in order to grow and hopefully prosper. That is why we are talking to Professor Arun Singh, an authority in business and contract law, mergers and acquisitions, and corporate deals. Professor Singh, tell us a bit about your latest seminar.
Well, I was invited by Christos Vasiliadis and the Legal Resource Centre to present this seminar. They realised there was a need for it, a requirement for it, and to assist particularly professionals, lawyers, to advise their clients and also foreign companies coming into Cyprus about joint ventures, and not just looking at the legal nature of it, but also helping them to look at what are some of the drivers for people coming in, so understand the commercial motives for their clients. So having this sort of combination of being a legal advisor as well as a business advisor, just like the large accountancy firms do.
As regards mega deals and investments, are the Chinese and Indians taking over the world? Is there a new business culture we should all adapt to?
They're certainly having a stronger influence in the world, and entering into joint ventures is what I sometimes call the mergerless merger. It allows parties to monitor and measure the amount of commercial risk and legal risk they're prepared to take through a joint venture rather than a full acquisition. And it allows Chinese and Indian parties, and often Brazilian and Russian and others, to say, well, look, let's think about going into this market. We don't necessarily want to go in alone. Let's go in with someone who knows the local market, may also be able to provide finance and a distribution network and local government contacts that may be required if it's a regulated industry. And so it allows them to go in step by step. A few years later, they may decide, well, actually, either the market's not for them, or what may happen is that they may acquire the other part of the joint venture or set up 100% on their own in the country. So it allows them to have a step-by-step approach.
So it all boils down to money from BRIC countries seeking Western know-how?
I think that's a very good way of putting it, except that I would say the joint venture partner coming from the West should have full cognizance of the different business cultures that they would be dealing with, the different ethics that there may be, the different approach to culture. Is it very much of a relationship culture, or is it a task-based culture? Is there local innovation they can take advantage of? Is there local specialist skills they can take advantage of? And how can they access those, but in a collaborative way?
And some wise words for potential partners from two different cultures getting together for an international joint venture or strategic alliance. Is there a need for respect or good entrepreneurship?
I would say it's all those, plus something that is perhaps difficult to establish across borders and virtually, it's trust. Because it's trust that makes the world go around, but it's also, if someone knows they can pick up the phone to someone on the other side of the world saying, look, I'm not sure what's happening here, can you sort it out? And they have full faith and confidence and trust in that person doing it, that's what makes the joint venture. Yeah. As well as the other issues such as finance and skills. Makes the joint venture. But people are a lot more astute than you think they are. Because whilst you may be speaking the same language, or speaking different languages, remember that only 7% of what we actually communicate is through words. The rest is through our approach, and people can read that quite carefully.
And finally, Professor Singh, there's also the question of, do I learn Mandarin or do I improve my body language? Which is it?
Both. Absolutely both. Because you might realise that you've actually insulted someone without really realising it, and unintentionally, of course. To learn Mandarin, and also then to start to have some access into an understanding how the culture works. So, for example, in China, there's this there's this concept of guanxi, which is around relations, how you have to build good relations with people, a network, and it's networking in effect.
Professor Singh, thank you very much.
So do I, and it's been my pleasure. Thanks very much for inviting me.